adorable name, and perhaps a grown woman who named herself Whoopi should refrain from mocking a 4-year-old.
All right, let's dive into this wild saga that's got everyone buzzing. Picture this: Whoopi Goldberg, the outspoken TV personality, finds herself in a courtroom showdown with none other than Elon Musk, the billionaire innovator who doesn't back down from a fight. What started as a snarky comment on live television has spiraled into a full-blown legal battle, complete with tears, financial revelations, and a network scrambling to save face. This isn't just another celebrity spat. It's a clash of titans that's exposing secrets, threatening careers, and leaving us all wondering who's going to come out on top. So grab a snack, settle in, and let's unpack this mess step by step. It all kicked off when Elon Musk made a rare public appearance with his 4-year-old son, whose name, XA12, has always been a bit of a head-scratcher. Most people might raise an eyebrow, maybe chuckle, and move on, but not Whoopi. During an episode of The View, she decided to take a swing, mocking the child's name on national television. She didn't just poke fun at the unusual combination of letters and symbols, she made it personal, turning a 4-year-old into the punchline of her rant. Yesterday, Elon Musk took his son X to a press conference, she quipped, adding with a scoff, "I did not name the child, and I don't want to hear any more mess about our names, okay?" The audience laughed, the co-hosts nodded along, and Whoopi probably thought she'd landed a solid zinger. But here's the thing, she miscalculated, and badly. The backlash was immediate. Social media lit up with people calling her out for targeting a kid, especially Musk's kid. Elon's fans, and even some of Whoopi's detractors, pointed out the obvious. It's one thing to criticize a billionaire's business moves or eccentric tweets, but dragging his child into it? That's a low blow, and it wasn't just the name thing that stung. Musk has been open about losing a child in the past, a tragedy that adds a layer of sensitivity to his parenting choices. For Whoopi to zero in on that, intentionally or not, didn't just come off as tasteless, it felt downright cruel. People were pissed, and the anger wasn't just online chatter. It was real, visceral, and directed straight at her. Now, if this were anyone else, they might have shrugged it off. Elon Musk, though? He's not exactly known for letting things slide. Usually he'd fire back with a cryptic tweet or a meme and call it a day. But this time he went quiet. No snarky comebacks, no public rants, just silence. And that should have been Whoopi's first clue that something big was brewing. Because when a guy like Musk, who's got more money than most countries and a reputation for playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers, goes quiet, he's not sulking, he's plotting. And plot he did. Instead of engaging in a petty back and forth, Musk took the nuclear option. He sued. Not just a little lawsuit, mind you, but a $900 million bombshell aimed squarely at Whoopi Goldberg and ABC, the network that airs The View. The filing accused her of defamation, character assassination, and pushing false, damaging claims, serious stuff that could tank reputations and bank accounts. But Musk didn't stop there. He turned the tables, alleging that Whoopi wasn't just a loudmouth with a microphone, she was part of a coordinated media attack against him, one that involved secret business deals and undisclosed financial interests. According to the leaked court documents, Whoopi had been profiting from an anti-Musk smear campaign, taking payments from outlets and organizations that stood to gain from painting him as the bad guy. If true, this wasn't just hypocrisy, it was a scandal that could unravel her entire career. Let's pause there for a second. Imagine you're Whoopi. For months, you've been taking shots at Elon Musk on TV, his companies, his politics, his parenting, thinking you're untouchable because, hey, it's The View, and that's what you do. You're a veteran, a cultural icon, someone who's weathered controversies before. Then, out of nowhere, this guy marches into court with a mountain of evidence, claiming you're not just a critic but a paid operative in a conspiracy against him. That's the kind of twist that'd make anyone sweat, and Whoopi was no exception. Fast forward to the courtroom this week, and things got messy. Reports from inside paint a picture of Whoopi unraveling as Musk's legal team went to work. They didn't just defend their client, they dismantled her piece by piece. They played clips of her past statements, showing how she'd contradicted herself over time, how she'd pushed narratives that didn't hold up under scrutiny. Then came the financial records, documents Musk's lawyers claimed tied Whoopi to media elites and political groups with an axe to grind against him. Eyewitnesses say she went from smug to shaken in minutes. At one point, she was whispering frantically with her attorneys, shaking her head like she couldn't believe what was happening. When the cross-examination hit, it was brutal. Apparently, she was wiping tears as she left the room, looking like she'd been through a war. And Musk? He didn't gloat, at least, not publicly. He let his lawyers do the talking, sticking to his usual line about not caring what people throw at him. If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go offer me power, I don't care, he said in the past. This wasn't about ego for him, it was about principle. Or at least, that's how he's spinning it. Critics might say it's overkill. Suing a TV host for $900 million over a name jab feels excessive. But Musk's supporters argue he's striking back at a media machine that's been gunning for him for years. Either way, he's got Whoopi on the ropes. Meanwhile, ABC is freaking out. The network didn't sign up for this level of heat. As soon as the courtroom drama hit the headlines, execs went into damage control mode. Rumors are swirling that they're considering suspending Whoopi, maybe even cutting her loose entirely. Advertisers don't like scandals, and right now, she's a walking liability. Some insiders claim the higher-ups are furious she dragged them into this mess, especially since The View isn't exactly dominating the ratings these days. If this lawsuit doesn't get settled fast, it could be the end of her run, and maybe the show itself. So where did this all start? Rewind to that fateful episode. Whoopi's been taking digs at Musk for a while, his Tesla ventures, his X platform, his political leanings. She's called him everything from vice president to president in jest, implying he's pulling strings behind the scenes. But targeting his son was a new low, and it flipped a switch. Musk could handle the personal attacks, but going after his kid? That's where he drew the line, and honestly, it's hard to blame him. Say what you will about his eccentricities, naming a child XA12 is, admittedly, out there, but mocking it on live TV, knowing his history of loss, feels like punching down in the worst way. The public's reaction has been split. On one side, you've got people cheering Musk on, thrilled to see a celebrity get humbled. She went too far, they say, pointing to the cruelty of dragging a child into it. On the other, you've got Whoopi's defenders, arguing she's just doing her job, provoking, commenting, stirring the pot. They say Musk's lawsuit is an overreaction, a billionaire flexing his wealth to silence criticism. Then there's the free speech angle. Musk's a vocal advocate. Freedom of speech is meaningless unless you allow people you don't like to say things you don't like. He's argued, yet here he is, suing someone for saying something he didn't like. It's a paradox that's got everyone debating. As for Whoopi, she's tried to explain herself. People misunderstood what I was saying, she's claimed, insisting she wasn't trying to hurt anyone. But the damage is done. The mail's pouring in, angry letters from viewers who feel betrayed, who think she's sold out or gone too far. She's doubled down before, saying she's just speaking her mind, but this time, it's not working. The tears in court, the shaky demeanor, it's a far cry from the confident, brash Whoopi we're used to. She's rattled, and it shows. What's next? If Musk wins, it's not just a paycheck, it's a warning shot to anyone who comes for him. If Whoopi loses, her career could take a hit she might not recover from. ABC's in a bind either way, keep her and risk the fallout, or ditch her and admit fault. And the viewers? They're eating it up, picking sides, and waiting for the next twist. So, what do you think? Did Whoopi cross a line? Was Musk right to hit back this hard? Should ABC stand by her or cut ties? This isn't over, not by a long shot, and it's only going to get crazier from here.